The story begins on a ship in Somalia, where some dangerous pirates have taken American hostages and are demanding money from the government. They warn that if they don't get the money, they will kill all the hostages. Meanwhile, we see a rescue team that sneaks onto the ship in the dark. They throw a bag full of money in front of the pirates and tell them to release the hostages. But the pirate leader, who demanded $5 lakh, becomes angry when he finds only $3 lakh in the bag and threatens to kill the hostages. At that moment, Steve from the rescue team loses his temper and kills the pirate captain, which starts a gunfight between both sides. The rescue team uses smoke as cover and kills many pirates. But one pirate holds a knife to a hostage's neck and orders them to stop. Then Sean from the team tells him, "If I were you, I'd take the offer and leave." After that, Ross warns the pirates that this is their last chance to release the hostages, but the pirates still demand the full payment and threaten to kill the hostages. So Ross and Sean team up and kill all the remaining pirates. Later, Steve plans to hang one of the captured pirates with a rope, but Ross tells him not to do it. Still, Steve ignores the order and tries to hang the pirate. Suddenly, Lee appears and stops him, but Steve didn't stop and fighting with Lee. When Steve even tries to kill Lee, Ross arrives just in time and stops them. After the mission is completed successfully, the team heads back home. Ross's team includes Sean, Lee, Terry, Danny, and Steve, whose hand is bandaged. They are all professional fighters. When their plane lands, Sean goes to his girlfriend's house, but he finds her with another man. Heartbroken and angry, he leaves. Meanwhile, Ross goes to a friend to finish his tattoo, and Sean, still angry, also shows up there. The tattoo artist teases Sean and says, "Let's make a spiderweb tattoo on your head, it'll suit you." The scene then shifts to an island called Valina, where some guards present traitors before General Kiefer. Just as the general decides to kill them, James shoots one of the traitors from behind and tells the general, "If you want to stay on our side, kill both of them." The general follows his orders and does exactly that. The next morning, Ross goes to a church and meets Bruce, who tells him about a new mission that could earn them a lot of money. When Ross asks for details, Bruce says, "Wait, someone else is coming." Soon, Scott arrives, a man Ross already knows and has worked with before. Bruce explains the mission. They must go to an island called Valina and kill General Kiefer, but Scott refuses to take the job, saying Ross should do it. He values his life too much. Then Scott walks away. Ross tells Bruce, "First, I want to see the island myself. This mission sounds risky, so I'll take 50 crore, and I want half in advance." Bruce agrees to pay. After that, Ross goes to meet his team, but on the way, he runs into Steve, who wants to join the new mission. Ross refuses and says, "I don't want anyone on my team who does drugs and disobeys orders." Hearing this, angry, Steve walks away. Then Ross meets the rest of the team and explains the mission details. He says, there are 6,000 people on that island, including 400 soldiers in the army. Hearing this, some team members hesitate, saying it would be suicidal to fight so many troops alone. But Ross convinces them, saying, "This job will pay so much that you can live a relaxed life without working for a long time." Hearing this, the team agrees to join. Soon, Ross and Sean fly to the island in their plane to scout the area. When they land, the security guards question them, "Why are you came here? And whose plane is this?" Ross and Sean reply, "The plane is ours. We transport injured animals and take photographs of rare birds." The guards are suspicious at first, but finally let them through after thinking for a while. However, it turns out that Steve has secretly hidden inside the plane. As Ross and Sean start exploring the town, an army truck passes in front of them. The road gets blocked, so the soldiers get down, throwing people's belongings aside to clear the way. During this, Sean secretly takes a photo of James with his camera. Once the road is clear, the army soldiers get back into their vehicles and drive away. After that, Ross and Sean go to a small hotel to meet someone. After waiting for a long time, a woman named Anna arrives. She takes them in her truck to show them around the other parts of the town. While driving, Anna tells Ross, "This town wasn't always like this. It used to be different before." Then Ross asks her to take them near the palace where General Kiefer lives. On the other side, James and General Kiefer are standing in a field arguing with each other. General Kiefer had promised James that he would grow cocaine for him, but he failed to do so. Angry, James threatens the general, saying, "If you want to stay alive, do exactly what I say." General Kiefer replies, "Don't talk to me like that in front of my men." But James ignores him, gives one last warning, and walks away. On the other side, Ross and his companion reach near the palace, but Ross tells Sean to get out and go to the other side. Ross goes forward with Anna. From a distance, he watches the palace and asks Anna why she is doing all this. Before Anna can answer, a truck of soldiers arrives. Anna tells Ross to keep quiet. The soldiers come close and warn Anna, "Just because you are General Kiefer's daughter doesn't mean you can enter this restricted area." Anna replies angrily that the soldiers do not own this place. One soldier grabs Anna roughly. Ross steps forward, but soldiers ambush him from behind and knock him down. They are about to shoot him when Sean arrives. Ross and Sean together fight and kill the soldiers with their combat skills. One soldier escapes and runs to James, telling him everything and adding that the general's daughter was with the American. James and his men start searching every street for Ross, Sean, and Anna. The group reaches their plane. Ross sends Sean and Anna toward the plane and stays behind to hold off the soldiers for a while. But when they get close to the plane, Anna changes her mind and says to Sean, "I'm not leaving you go." Sean starts the engine. Some guards hear the engine sound and start firing, but Ross kills them and runs to the plane. By then, James and the soldiers arrive. The soldiers open fire, but Ross manages to get into the plane. He flies the plane back to the spot where the soldiers had been firing. Sean uses the plane's mounted gun and kills many soldiers. Then Ross drops fuel from the plane while Sean fires a flare gun, setting the fuel on fire. The whole area is destroyed. Meanwhile, James shows the video footage to General Kiefer and says, "Despite heavy security, 2 Americans came here and killed 41 of our soldiers, and your daughter was with them. She must be killed." The general replies he does not kill his own family members. After the general leaves, we see Steve come to James's office. He tells James that if he wants to find those people, he must pay him 1 crore. Steve also says that he used to work with them before. Hearing this, James's bodyguards don't believe him and take out their guns. But James tells them to stop. Back with Ross, he discovers that the man who met him in the church is actually a CIA agent, and that the real target is James, not General Kiefer. Sean says, "That's why they hired us, to kill James and then get rid of us afterward." Ross decides to cancel the mission. Sean and Lee agree that canceling is the right move. The next morning, Sean goes to meet his girlfriend. When he sees marks on her face, he asks where that man is. Then both of them go to a basketball court where that man is playing with his friends. Sean walks up to him and says, "You shouldn't have hit her. You made a big mistake." Then Sean beats all of them badly and gives that man a warning before leaving with his girlfriend. Meanwhile, James's men are rounding up town people and asking about the general's daughter, but they can't find her. After a short time, James's men capture the general's daughter. James asks her why Ross was there. From above, General Kiefer throws a bottle and shouts at his daughter, "Why didn't you run, you crazy girl?" She replies, "You had everyone killed. Why did you spare me?" "Kill me too." James's bodyguard drags her away to a secret room, ties her to a table, and tortures her, but Anna still refuses to give information. Then General Kiefer arrives, and his men take Anna away. Back with Ross, Sean, and Lee in the garage, Ross tells them he's going back to Valena Island, but he doesn't want them to come. Sean asks why, but Ross won't tell the truth and says he'll go alone. Later, when Ross sits in the car, Lee appears and says he's coming too. A little later, when Ross stops at a red light, some men in cars surround them and start shooting. Ross and Lee get away safely because their car's windows are bulletproof. At that moment, we see Steve in another car. He has come to kill them. After killing many people, Ross ends up in a factory and Steve follows. At that moment, their cars crash, but Lee jumps out quickly. Steve survives and fights Lee, and even after beating Lee, he plans to finish him off. But Ross regains consciousness and tells Steve to stop. When Steve refuses, Ross is forced to shoot him. Ross then approaches and says, "The bullet was a few inches from your heart. You'll survive." Ross calls his team together again and decides to take them to Valena Island. On the other side, General Kiefer is painting his soldiers' faces, getting them ready for battle. James arrives to meet the general and asks, "Why have you painted your soldiers' faces like cartoons?" The general angrily replies, "You don't control me. Stay away from my daughter or I'll kill you." Hearing this, James orders his men to bring the general's daughter. Ross's team has already arrived. They kill guards and plant bombs everywhere, on pillars and walls. During this, some of James's guards try to take Anna, but Ross arrives, kills the 2 guards, and starts to take Anna with him. On the way, James's special guards, Danny and Nick, capture them. Soldiers put a rope around Ross's neck and start beating him. When Danny asks why Ross came, Ross lies that he came to see birds. Danny punches him in the stomach. Outside, Ross's team waits for him. Sean reminds them Ross said if he didn't return in 10 minutes, they should leave. But the team refuses to abandon him and goes back into the palace. Back inside, James's men are still torturing Ross, but Ross keeps silent. Then the rest of Ross's crew arrive and, using their skills, take out many of the attackers. James's bodyguards try to escape, but Ross captures one, and a fight breaks out between them. While Sean and Lee are fighting other soldiers, James's second bodyguard fights Lee. Even after taking many hits, that bodyguard won't fall. Sean joins the fight, and together Sean and Lee finally kill him. On the other side, Ross is still fighting with another bodyguard, but soon a large number of soldiers arrive, forcing the group to fall back. Just then, Terry comes in and kills all the soldiers by himself. Seeing this, James's bodyguard runs away, and after that, Ross and his team also leave the place. Meanwhile, General Kiefer gives a bag full of money to James and tells him, "Take your money and get out of my territory." But James replies, "You are nothing without me." At the same time, Ross and his team are trying to leave the palace, but they see many of the general's soldiers standing outside, so they go back inside the building. Suddenly, the alarm starts ringing, and the general, angry and furious, comes out and shouts to his army, "Enough! Now we will all join together and kill these American traitors." But before he can do anything, James shoots the general from behind, and his daughter Anna is standing beside him. As the general falls, his men start firing at Ross's team. Then Sean shouts, "Blow up the building!" But Ross says, "No!" Anna is still inside. A few moments later, James comes out carrying Anna. Seeing that, Ross triggers the explosion, and the building blows up. When the soldiers see the explosion, they panic and start running away. Ross and his team move forward, shooting down all the soldiers in their way, while on the other side, James is running away with Anna. After fighting for a long time, Ross finally spots James running upstairs. He chases him, but a few soldiers block his path, so Ross kills them all and keeps going forward. When James reaches the helicopter, Danny shows up and starts fighting with James's bodyguard. The bodyguard is much stronger than Danny. While Ross and his team are still fighting the soldiers, there's chaos and destruction everywhere. After a tough fight, Danny finally kills the bodyguard and throws him into the fire. Then Ross arrives at the scene, and together with Terry, they destroy the helicopter. The explosion is so powerful that they barely escape with their lives. Seeing this, James grabs Anna and runs away again, but Ross goes after him. Outside, James points a gun at Anna's head and tells Ross, "Put your gun down or I'll kill her." Ross lowers his gun, but James suddenly shoots him. Ross falls to the ground, but he gets up again and shoots James back. At that moment, Sean appears from behind and stabs James in the back, saying, "Now we're even." The next morning, Ross and his team return home on a plane. Everyone is back together again, and this time, Steve is with them too, and that's where the movie ends. So friends, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.